sesh on 9 markers. This is for AQA A-level economics. Let's go through tips, technique and timing. So tip number 1, know what to expect. With these questions, they're likely to be phrased as so. With help of a diagram, explain why or explain how X could happen. X could be, for example, increasing barriers to entry may lead to supernormal profits. Now with these questions, you can see them in red. That's a common type of structuring for a 9 marker, but above it, you're likely to see something else. Here we see something that you could see. Extract A, lines 1 to 2, says something. And that something is clearly going to be application you could use in your answer. It's going to give you a focus, a narrow focus to how to answer these questions. So be aware of that. Tip 2, know where to find these questions. This will likely be the third question of section A in paper 1 and the same in paper 2. So both in micro and macro, it will be the third question. It would have followed the 2 marker and the 4 marker. Tip 3 is don't evaluate. You don't need to make an evaluation or a conclusion in these 9 markers. But what you do need to do is clear and logical chains of reasoning. For example, you might want to make a point to explain why. You might want to explain the cause, particularly in context here with that narrow focus. Then you've said the cause, what's the consequence of that? And then try and curl it back to the precise wording of the question to really signal to the examiner that you've kept it on that narrow focus. Now in terms of technique for these 9 markers, think triple D, drizzle A. Because you want to do these 3 Ds, these triple Ds. You want to define the key terms. You clearly want to draw a diagram because you've been told to do it in the question. You've got to do it. But also you need to have some depth of analysis. You need to have those logical chains, as we said before. You need to explain your answer and explain why that diagram is answering the question. Now the drizzle A, the A stands for application because you need to do it in context. So you need to think, could you make your definition in context? Could you drizzle some A there? Could you drizzle some A, some application on your diagram, maybe the axis or the curves or certain numbers you could bring from the case study? Or could you drizzle, probably the easiest place to do it, drizzle some application into your depth of analysis, maybe referencing that extract above the question that we said earlier on, or anything else in the extract that you may have seen that can really embellish your answer and make it contextual. So triple D, define, diagram, depth, but drizzle that A throughout. Integrate application into your answer to make it absolutely top dollar. Now in terms of timing, we're thinking 10 to 11 minutes. So be swift, be accurate. The aim is 9 out of 9. You can do it. Let's move on to a model answer. So this is AQA 2018 paper 1 question 3. The big 4 banks act as an oligopoly since HSBC, Barclays, RBS, NatWest and Lloyds together are by far the most dominant firms. Therefore, as firms are profit maximisers, the price charged in the banking market will be P1 and quantity Q1. See figure 1. Firms therefore make a supernormal profit highlighted by the shaded area. Lowering the barriers to entry has led to ample opportunity to enter the sector. So we've used the bit above the question here, that bit in that extract now. This means more challenger banks in context, such as Metro, will enter the market. The consequence will be lower prices due to the increased levels of competition for market share. The new price will be P2 and the new quantity will be Q2. In this situation of AC equals AR, banks will make normal profit. So the last sentence has curled back to the question to keep it on that narrow focus, that narrow path. I hope that helps and I'll see you at the next session.